Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rags to Riches. We're going to get right into it here because we got a lot of stuff to do over the next few months here. But as you can see in the top right there, we have a little bit of money in the bank after a pretty good product sale in the last episode there. And I've been thinking a lot about what to do here. There is a lot of equipment that I would like to buy, but we don't really need anything right now. We are getting by just fine with the equipment that we already have. So I think we're actually going to be better off right now continuing to expand our land and diversifying into some more crops. So with that in mind, I am going to buy this field right here, field 36. Let's buy that right now, 104,000. Okay, that is now ours. It is carrots right now, but we're just going to ignore that, and we're actually going to plant this field to poplar. I have been wanting to do poplar for quite a while. I know I mentioned it pretty early on in the series, but never really got around to it. But yeah, I think now is the time. And I picked this field. I think it's a pretty good size for poplar. It's big enough that it should give us a pretty decent payout, but not so big that it's just going to take forever to do because from the videos I've seen, it is a pretty slow process to harvest it. But it should still be worth it because yeah, you don't have to harvest it that often. And it's a pretty low investment to get started. Like we'll buy this land for 100 grand, and then eventually at some point before it's ready to harvest, we'll have to spend about another 100 grand on a bio baler. And that's probably all we'll really need. We already have a tree planter. We already have a bale transport wagon thing. So yeah, about 200 grand to get us started in this. And then once we harvest it, I think we should make all that money back and then some on that very first harvest, which you can't really say about a whole lot of other crops in this game, or potentially any. I'm not quite sure. I haven't done everything, but yeah, it's a pretty good return on investment, it seems like. So other than the being a good size here, the other thing is that this one is kind of isolated. We have buildings kind of on two sides, so we can't really expand that way. And we have this main road down here that I don't want to block off, so can't really expand it too far this way. And there's another road here that goes up to the animal dealer that I don't want to block off. And there's also like those power lines that run across right there as well. So it wouldn't really be a good idea to expand that way, even if I wanted to. So yeah, this field, I am going to expand it out a little bit on this side with our plow here, but we're not going to expand it a whole lot. And then, yeah, we're just going to get it planted to poplar here. So now that we own it, I do want to try something here. So I'm just going to drop off this plow first, and I just want to check something. I'm not quite sure if we actually need to cultivate this field first. I have a feeling that we're not going to need to. Just because, I mean, with this planter, you can kind of plant trees like directly into the ground, even if it's not a field, or like the saplings anyway. So I just want to see if we can direct plant. Yeah, looks like we can. Okay. Okay, that's all I wanted to know for that. I am going to plow it out a little bit before we start seeding here, but I did have the cultivator down here as well, just in case. But if we don't need to cultivate that, I'm actually going to send this guy to do a contract. So I'm just going to kind of get him back to the main road here to hopefully make it a little bit easier on the worker. And then I'm going to use that go to function because we do have a pretty good contract on this big field down here. Field 54 is up for a cultivation, and that's almost 18 grand. So yeah, that's going to be a pretty good one. And I can hopefully just send this guy to this field. Start that. Hopefully he should be able to figure that out. That should be some good extra money for us there. And then, yeah, I'm going to start cutting down these trees here, getting ready to plow. I'm probably not going to expand this field quite as far as the barley field over to the side there, where we kind of went right out to the other edge of this ditch. I'm going to expand it a little bit, but I do want to leave enough room along this edge to be able to stack the bales once we get them. Because I think like once we're ready to harvest, it won't be the best sell price for the wood chips. So I will probably have to hang on to them for a few months before we can sell them. And I don't, because I think we're going to end up with quite a few. I don't think it's going to be a good idea to put them down into a bale storage shed. I'm just not quite sure if there's going to be room for them all. So I'm probably just going to kind of stack them along this road until we are able to sell them. So yeah, I do want to leave a little bit of space on this edge to be able to do that. Okay, so I think that's all the trees that we need to do. And yeah, I think even next month we're going to try to expand our land a little bit more. I think we're going to try to get into some canola. Okay, this guy got started on that, so that's good. I'm probably going to try to buy these 2 fields right here and plant those ones to canola. I know I talked about last time buying this field as well and putting a shed down here, and I still want to do that, but probably not quite yet. I didn't want to do this one as poplar. I think this one is a little bit too big for poplar. That would just take too long. Plus, this one would be a good one to combine with this field over here, which would really make it too big for poplar. So yeah, we're going to leave this one for something else. And I wanted to get the poplar started first because this is actually the last month this year that we can plant poplar. Where was that? Yeah, right here. So yeah, August is the last month. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to plant it again until March, but it does take a long time to grow. So I wanted to get that started right away here. So it's going to jump into the... Oh, is it still strapped down? Okay, we will just unstrap this guy. The skid steer just barely fits in here. I didn't think it would, but I think our tracks are kind of rubbing on the edges, but we did get it in there. So we do have this one stump to grind over here. So we'll just get these branches moved out of the way quickly here. Okay, branches are out of the way. We'll just grind this stump down quickly here. Okay. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so that should be good to go. Area is all ready to plow here. I am just going to flatten out that ditch quickly with our smoothing tool. So that should be good to go. So, where's my tractor? We'll get back onto the plow here. And I'm going to expand this field a little bit. And then I'm probably going to get an AI worker started on planting that poplar. And I am going to try to do that kind of high density planting method where we kind of plant them as tight as possible. But I think I'm going to get a worker doing the first pass there on as tight a line spacing as I can get. But it looks like that's still not enough to totally fill in all the poplar. So I'll probably have to come back again afterwards myself and fill in all the gaps. But there's a couple other things I want to do. So we'll get an AI worker started planting, and then we'll come finish it off after. So I will just get this plowing done and then get a worker started on that planter. And then, yeah, I'm going to run around and go take care of some other things here. There is actually a pretty good harvesting contract that's up right now as well that I might go do. Okay, I got it plowed in a little bit. Got the edges cleaned up pretty nicely. That one kind of angled edge over there is looking a little bit ugly still, but I don't know if there's much I can do about it. It's kind of tough to get nice straight edges if they're not like straight vertical or horizontal. Anything on an angle it really seems to struggle with. Okay, so I think what we want to do is put this on the smallest working width possible. 5 headlands seems to be the minimum we can do, but that should be fine. So let's just get a worker started here. We should be able to figure that out. I'm not quite sure if that one pallet of poplar is going to be enough to do this whole field, but they're pretty cheap. It's only like $280 for that pallet there, so yeah, if we do need more, it won't really be a big deal to do that. So I just kind of want to watch this guy until he turns around, and I kind of want to see how close these rows end up. But yeah, this should be pretty good once we get this established here. I know it takes a while to grow, and it does look like it's pretty slow to harvest. But you do make quite a bit of money from it as well, so I think it'll be worth it in the end. And I mean, overall, it's actually not a very high input crop because it does regrow as well. So once we get it kind of planted once and established here, then it should be good to go basically indefinitely. We'll just have to fertilize it after harvesting every time, I think, and then yeah, after that it should just keep going. Oh. Okay, he's actually getting those like right beside each other. Maybe I'm misremembering something, but I thought it was in like Daggerwind's video or something where they had tried to get a worker to do it and he still would leave gaps in between. But yeah, if maybe they fixed something or changed something since then, because yeah, those are about as close as you can get, I believe. So yeah, I guess we'll just leave him to that. And hopefully he does a good job there. So yeah, I think while we're waiting for him, because that is going to take a little while. Oh, I should probably lift up my header before I drive here. I think we are going to head down here and do a harvesting contract. We got a pretty big field of sorghum down at the south end here that's worth over 8 grand. So that should be pretty solid. And then we'll get a little bit of extra grain into our grain mill as well. So I will bring the combine down here. I will probably get an AI worker started, and then I'll go grab the truck and bring the grain truck down as well. And then I'll probably take over for the combine. I was thinking about sending the truck or trying to get a worker to bring the truck down as well, but I don't know. The couple times I've tried it, the workers really seem to struggle with driving that truck. I don't know if it's just too long for them to figure out how to do the corners or whatever, but I think every time I've tried to do it so far, it just says like target is unreachable, even when it seems like it should be a pretty easy thing to get to. They just can't seem to figure it out, so yeah, I guess I'll do that part myself. So yeah, we'll get this one harvested up. I think I am going to try to buy that MacDon swather thing at some point soon-ish, but yeah, I think I'm going to try to continue to expand our land a little bit more as the first priority. Just because we don't really have a whole lot more swathing to do, or a whole lot more harvesting to do this month anyway. Got to get them a little bit closer there, I guess. That's an interesting way to start it, but whatever. I'll let you do what you want to do. Okay, I'll bring the truck down there as well. But yeah, what was I saying? We don't have a whole lot more to harvest this year. We do still have our soybean field that we have to do, but that's about it as far as our own land goes anyway. Oh, did I not get that? Come on. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be worth it to buy it for this year, just because we're only really going to get to use it on that one field. And I mean, it is a pretty big field, so that yield bonus would be really nice there. That would give us quite a few soybeans, but it is fairly expensive to get set up with that too. Like I think even for the base motor configuration is like 130 grand, and then you need to spend another about 100 grand for the swather header, and then you also need to buy the pickup header for the combine, which is another like 50 grand, I think. So yeah, by the time you buy all that stuff, you're getting pretty close to 200 grand to get set up with that. So yeah, I do want to do that eventually, but I think we're going to aim to do that for next harvest season. And we'll just make do with what we have for this last soybean harvest of this year. Okay, so we got a truck here. I'm just going to pop back over here and see what this guy's doing. Okay. So yeah, he's still missing some weird spots there. Not quite sure what's going on with that, but yeah, we'll definitely have to come in again afterwards and fill in those gaps. Shouldn't be a big deal though. But yeah, that is going to be pretty good once we get that done. Pretty happy with this field for poplar, just because, yeah, doesn't really make sense to expand it. Definitely don't want to block off those roads. And yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good size for poplar. Not too big, not too small. And then we have all our other fields over there that we can expand pretty well. I'm hoping with some product sales next month, we can buy a couple more fields and get some canola started because, yeah, next month is the last month we can plant canola for this year as well. So I'm just going to dismiss this worker here and take over. And we'll finish harvesting this field here. Hopefully most of that poplar seeding is done by that point, but I feel like it probably won't be. That thing goes pretty slow. But that's probably going to be the only other thing we do for this month is just finish that poplar field off. Oh, and then I'll probably run around and check on all the animals. I think I want to refill the TMR for the water buffalo before we move into September. But yeah, other than that, that's probably going to be it. Okay, we got this field harvested here. I just have to unload the combine one more time. And I also just got a notification that our worker on the tree planter just ran out. So he stopped work because that pallet is empty. So we'll get this started to unload here. And then, how far did this guy get? Oh man, he's only not even halfway through yet. So we're probably going to need a couple pallets here. So I'll just run this guy back down to the store quickly, and we will restock the planter. Luckily, we're not too far from the store right now. So I think we're going to need at least 2 more of those, because I don't think he's even done the headlands yet. So I'll get this refilled. But we'll get this guy started again, I think, and then maybe we'll grab the John Deere and bring that other pallet over to that field. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to go through all of this one. So we'll get him back doing that. And, okay, let's take our truck. Actually, I should probably double check. I never did look at that contract to see where this grain is supposed to go. I assumed it was the grain mill, but it might not be. Okay, so yeah, we're going to the grain mill. I guess we can complete this cultivating one, get some money from that. And, oh, the other thing, I was going to check the price of sorghum right now to see. Where are we here? Okay, price is pretty low, so I'm going to try to save whatever I can after the contract is complete. Okay. So we got that contract completed, and we still have over 4,000 liters of sorghum. So not a crazy amount, but that's not too bad. But at peak price, it is worth like 1,500 per 1,000 liters. So what's that, like 6 grand on top of that $8,500 contract? So yeah, not too bad at all. Actually works out to be a decent amount of money for that amount of work. Obviously not as good as harvesting your own fields, but we'll take what we can get, because yeah, I do want to make sure I have enough money in the bank to buy a couple more fields next month. Okay, we can dump that off here. Excellent. Okay, let's go run over here and just check on our water buffalo quick and see what their food situation is like. Okay, they still got 25,000 food in there. And what's in our wagon here? And we still have another 13,000 liters in that wagon. So yeah, I think we can probably go plant some trees here, but I'm just going to grab this guy and bring that other pallet over to that field. Okay, we got that pallet there, but what is this guy doing? He's going back the other way now, eh? So he's basically just overlapping things. Okay, well, let's dismiss this guy, because he is basically just wasting trees at this point. And I guess I will do the rest of this myself. I mean, unless I kind of do want to go try to mix up some more TMR, so maybe we'll start them at this end and see what happens. That way it should be a while before he starts running over trees again. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure he was basically just planting trees into the same spot that there were already trees. Okay, that should be fine for that. Oh, I guess I gotta bring this guy back too. Maybe we'll do that quickly. Bring him back to the yard. Probably get him refueled and maybe washed up, because he is looking pretty dirty right now. What the heck? What are you doing, dog? You guys seeing this? I just caught that out of the corner of my eyes. I was watching that combine. First he walks on water, and now he can apparently fly. What are you doing up there, buddy? Oh my god. This dog really has superpowers here. Oh, now he's just gonna have a sleep, just floating in the air. Wow. Oh man, this game is hilarious. Let's try giving him some food and see what happens. See if he'll come back down for that. Oh, he's coming running over here, but he's still way up in the air. What's gonna happen when he gets to the food bowl? Oh, just eating from up there, eh? Just magically teleporting the food into your mouth? Alright. Well, I guess there's not much I can do about that. Have fun, buddy. Oh, man. It's hilarious. Okay, I'm just gonna finish washing up this combine here. Okay, well, we got her all washed up and refueled, so she's good to go. Get her parked back in the old shed here. I think we got to pull it back out next month or the month after to harvest our soybeans, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this year. So I think we're going to have like one more use out of this thing. Okay, let's jump back over here. Make sure this worker is still doing okay. Okay, yeah, he should be fine there for a little bit. So I am going to go mix up a little bit more TMR here. So I might as well dump as much of this into our troughs as possible here. Then we'll back out of there again. And fill it up as best we can. We'll continue to use up all of our partial bales if we can. So we'll get one straw out there. We got one more partial silage. Okay, so I think that's all of our partial bales used up. So I think if we pull out 3 more hay and... Oh man, so slow to do that with the controller. And maybe 4 more silage for now. Not enough space. Okay, well, we'll get this, what we have here loaded up anyway, and then see where that gets us. Okay, that got us pretty close. I think we can do like one more silage bale, and that should probably be pretty much good there. So that should pretty much fill this thing up now, I think. Yeah, okay, that should be good. Should be good. So we got a full barn and a full trailer. So let's head back in here. I wonder if I just speed up time a little bit. I want them to eat a little bit of food here. Just so I can start this thing dumping, because I don't think it's going to automatically go unless I kind of dump a little bit of it in this spot. Okay, there we go. I think it only like drops their food down like once per hour or something, it seems like. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, we'll get that dumped. And then if we leave that there, that should continue to dump automatically, I think. And we'll make sure we don't run out of that. So I guess we can just park the John Deere again. Okay, that can stay there. So we know our buffalo are good. Check on these guys. Oh, their meadow's getting pretty low. Might give them some more food here pretty soon. We still have 2 grass bales sitting right there, so I might just dump those in there once they run out of meadow. Let's check on all of our other animals as well. I think everybody should be good to go, but might as well make sure. Okay, chickens still have enough food for another month. And the goats are almost out of food, but they've still got a fair bit of meadow to eat as well. So yeah, we should be pretty much good. Oh, the dairy. We still got to check on the dairy. 1,300, so I might try to remember to throw a little bit more buffalo milk in there before the end of the day, but I don't think we really need to. We should have enough to last until the morning at least. So if I remember to do it first thing in the morning, we should be fine as well. Yeah, I am considering getting a secondary. Just because, yeah, we're making way more buffalo milk than we can process in there right now. I might do that at some point, but I might actually wait a little bit until we can move this sawmill. We'll get our new one down on our other lot there. And then I think I might try to put like a grain mill and an oil mill right in that spot. And then we might stack a couple dairies right here. I mean, we could eventually even get 3 maybe. We could have like 2 processing buffalo milk into mozzarella and then 1 just for like goat milk processing. But we'll see. That's going to be a little ways off still. I think the main goal still right now is to just keep expanding our fields and getting into some different crops, but yeah, basically everything should be good to go. So I'm just gonna dismiss this guy and I'm gonna take over for him and start doing this myself. Oh, I can do it closer if I do it myself, eh? Yeah, the smallest working width you can do is 1.2 meters on a worker, but if I do it to steering assist, I can go to 0.5. Crazy. I don't know if I even need it that low. Yeah, that seems like a lot. Yeah, I feel like that's more than we need here. So what if we go to 1? What is that going to look like? And that looks pretty close, actually. Because, I mean, that worker was getting pretty close with 1.2. It's just like every 5 rows or something. 4 or 5 rows, he would like miss a bit. So it wasn't quite close enough. So, yeah, I wonder if we try with 1, if that's going to be good enough. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to try it like this and see what happens. So let's get her turned on. And yeah, he's almost out of trees again. So we're probably going to need to get a couple more pallets. And then, yeah, I'll try to go finish off this little bit with a 1 meter spacing. See how that works. Might adjust it if it's not seeming to work. And then I will also go through and finish off all those other little rows that the worker missed. Make sure we get this field fully planted. Pack as much poplar in there as possible. So yeah, this might take a little while here, but I think it's going to be worth it at the end. At least we only really have to do this once. Okay. Wow. I was expecting that to take a long time, but I was not prepared for how long that actually took. Man, that was tedious for sure. But I think that's probably going to be good enough. There's a couple spots you can see here. It's not quite perfect, but yeah, we just finished off that pallet. I don't really want to go buy a whole nother pallet just to finish off those last few spots. And those last few spots are pretty annoying as well. Because I realized when I was starting to fix up some spots there that you can't really stop the planter or lift it up if you're in the middle of a row, or it will just leave like a dead spot. So if you go to fix a spot, you basically have to continue till the end of the field or the edge of the field, or else you just still end up with a gap there. And this thing is really annoying to use as well. It's just like really inconsistent about like where it was putting down the trees. I tried playing around with some different like different widths of the for the GPS lines, but there was nothing I could get that would work perfectly. I had it on like 1.0 for a while, or like 1 meter, and it would still like just randomly miss spots. But I think it was like because sometimes it was trying to like still put it on like the previous row, or like plant over what was already planted. So then like half of the row wouldn't get planted on the far side. So then I tried bumping it up to like 1.1, and that was working pretty good. But then it was still kind of doing what the like what the worker was doing, where it would skip a line every 5 or 6 lines or something like that. So I'd have to go back and fix it. But if I did it again, I would do the 1.1 because I think it's easier to fix if like the whole strip is missing than if it's just like those kind of random spots that I was getting from before, because then, yeah, you can't just go in and fix those little spots. You basically have to go and do a whole nother line. But yeah, got her done. There's a few tiny spots that didn't get filled in, but I think that's going to be good enough. And then, yeah, I also realized partway through that you can actually use that tree planter to create fields as well. I accidentally turned it on there somehow and planted a couple trees outside the field. So I had to go back and paint over those again. But I guess that kind of makes sense because that thing kind of behaves like a plow, since you can just plant trees kind of anywhere. But yeah, let this guy go by. Learned a lot about how that tree planter works because I haven't really used that before other than to plant our oaks over there. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was more than 2 rows on that thing because, man, that took a long time. I mean, I even stopped partway through and came down and repaired the tractor. One of the times when I had to come down and refill the pallet, I went in and yeah, went to the shop and repaired it, and I'm still almost needs to be repaired again. So yeah, I'm glad I only have to do that once. At least I hope so. As far as I know, the poplar will just kind of basically regrow and regrow forever. Because I do not want to have to do that again. Hopefully the harvesting doesn't take quite that long. But yeah, I know that bio baler doesn't have a very big working width either, so I feel like it's going to take a while, but at least we don't have to think about that for like at least a year. I tried to look it up and I was getting kind of conflicted answers. Some people were saying it would take a year, and some people were saying it takes like 18 months. So yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it's pretty good now, and that should be a pretty decent payout once we eventually get it. I did just want to check. Okay, we still need to fertilize this one as well. Oh, why does it say it's on the 2nd grow stage already? Even though we just planted it. Huh. Yeah, that is a lot of seedlings. But we filled it in pretty good. There's not a whole lot. I'd say we're at like 99%, 98% or something like that. There's a couple little spots that we could fill in if we really wanted to, but yeah, I don't really think it's going to be worth it. So we almost got all of our stuff back here. We'll just grab our trailer. Okay, we'll just go dump these at the sawmill, I guess, and then come back and get that skid steer, and then we should be basically ready to go. And I think we're just gonna move into September. But yeah, glad I got that done finally. At least I know that I don't particularly want to do that again. But I guess we'll see what we end up with, or what we end up with as a payout to see if that was worth it. Because yeah, that planting was a pain in the butt, but if we make a lot of money off of it, then it might still be worth it. So I will just go, yeah, pick up that skid steer, and we'll come back down here and advance the month. Okay, we're back down at the yard here. I repaired the Vulture again. It's still doing that weird bug where it's not actually debiting my repair costs. Yeah, it gives me a price and then I like say, okay, I want to repair it, but it doesn't actually come out of my account. I've never actually paid attention enough to see if it, like if it comes out at the end of the day or something, but yeah, maybe we'll see. Let's have a sleep here and we'll see if it's still the same at the beginning of next month. Okay, so yeah, it, I don't know what that $15 is for, but it definitely didn't get taken out. Because that first repair I did in the middle of the poplar harvest was like, I want to say that one was over $2,000, and then that last repair was over 1,000. So it should have been at least $3,000 for last month. But that didn't get taken out at all. So yeah, not quite sure what's going on with that. So we only spent $1,400 on all those saplings, all that poplar, getting that planted. So yeah, it's definitely a pretty good payout, but it is pretty labor intensive as well. And just looking at that contract income, I just realized I don't think I accepted that other harvesting one. Yeah. All right. We can get that, get a little bit extra money in the bank. So we still need to earn about 60 grand this month if I'm going to buy those other two fields. Oh yeah, I went through a little bit of grass around this fuel tank. That was somebody's idea in the comments. A viewer suggested that because it's still kind of floating in the air. Not quite sure why or when that happened, but I don't really feel like moving it again, so I just put a little bit of grass around the base just to kind of hide that, make it look a little more normal. So I'm just gonna run over here quickly and check on these water buffalo. I want to see how much they ate. Okay, so they're down to 8,000 food, and this thing is not dumping. Oh no, you know what? I did have to leave the game there. That's probably why. Yeah, I had to take my dog to the vet. I was hoping to get that poplar planting done before I had to do that, but definitely did not. So I had to stop and quit the game and make a trip to the vet and then come back and finish it. But I forgot to start that dumping again after I came back. So I guess that's why that's still full. Oh, we got to move these eggs out of the way again as well. Still a little bit of food in there. Starting to get some more wood products out. Still no matzah, eh? Okay, we definitely got to get some more buffalo milk in that dairy this month as well. So let's check this out. How are we doing here? Okay, so our soybeans aren't quite ready to harvest. That's going to be next month, I guess, but our grass field is ready to harvest. And we need to get this field planted back to barley, I believe, this month. Yeah, this is barley planting month. And yeah, it is the last month we can plant canola, so I need to try and buy these two fields. This one's 118 and this one's 81. So yeah, it's about 200 grand to buy both of them. So yeah, we still need to make a little bit of money this month. But just looking at this, we have a pretty good price for goat milk. And I mean, we could just sell our goat milk and make 73 grand off of that. So we should be good to go. Oh, and I'm going to have to do something with this because we're just a little bit short of a full pallet of goat milk. I wonder if I can just switch that to like selling. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to deal with that. I think it's probably going to be like the next hour. That's probably going to go through and sell, I would think. So make it a little bit extra money there. So yeah, we'll probably go sell some stuff later on. But first of all, I think, yeah, let's get that barley planted. That's probably the first thing we'll do here. Okay, so we'll get our barley selected there. I guess I was wrong about needing that fertilizer in the spreader before we used it in our seeder again. Definitely could have filled that back up again last time, but that's all right. We can do that right now. Okay, so I can start seeding this, but actually that fertilizer made me realize that we do still need to fertilize that poplar. So I'm just going to get this dumped in here. And then I will bring the Vultra over and grab that spreader. Or not the Vultra, the AgroStar. We'll get the fertilizer spreader on here and get that poplar fertilized. Oh, wait. I assumed I would still be able to drive on this. Man, I should have looked at this closer. So the middle of this field is 100% fertilized. Where those carrots were, I guess. And I was just looking at the edge where I plowed in. So this part is not. But yeah, I figured this growth stage I would still be able to drive in there. I just plowed right in there without even thinking about it. Okay, well, at least we didn't go too far. So, how am I going to do this then? I guess we could just drive along the edge. Let's reduce our working width here. Yeah, maybe I'll just do this manually then. I was just going to hire a worker, but I don't know. Maybe a worker could do it because I think the workers don't really destroy crops. But so let's try that. Is that going to be enough? I don't really know. I guess we'll do this pass here and then go check it. I guess the other thing I could potentially do is go put like narrow tires on this thing. Oh, there is a 0 there. All right, well, whatever. Fertilizer's not that expensive. I'm just going to do the max width and do a lap around this field with the fertilizer running to hopefully take care of any areas that I plowed before. And yeah, now I know for next time, I guess, you definitely got to fertilize your poplar in that first growth stage. Or, well, the second one, I guess, but yeah, it's still weird to me how it starts in stage 2. But yeah, that's the only chance you have to fertilize, I guess, unless you have narrow tires. I would assume that would work, hopefully. All right, well, we got that done. I guess, yeah, next step will be to get this barley planted. So I was originally thinking I could just leave this cedar over there because we're going to be planting canola in that field just to the north of it fairly soon. But we are a little bit low on seeds, so I think I'm going to refill this thing, and I think, yeah, we still have some seeds on this trailer here. Right, I got to unfold it before I can fill it. Okay. Do we have enough fertilizer? I think we do, because we're still over 50%, and that other field to the north isn't going to be quite as big as this barley field that we just did, but we might as well go top it up anyway, I guess. Yeah, it'll just take a second, and then yeah, I think you're going to bring the cedar back over there and just drop it by that field. Okay, I think we can just leave that there. We will be back to seed that field later this month. I'll probably end up getting a worker to do that one while I harvest our grass, but I haven't quite decided yet. And let's go grab our water tanker here, or milk tanker, whatever you want to call it. And we will get some more milk into this dairy. So I think we'll get it all in here. I mean, we only need about 1,500 liters per month in that dairy. So that leaves us quite a bit extra we could sell, because it is worth a fair bit still. So I just want to check this quickly. So we got 400 liters in there. I mean, if we put about 800 liters in there, I guess. Let's stop it at 3,000. Or 1,800 liters, I mean. Oh, that was so close. 2,999. Okay, so 2,200 in there. So we've got plenty to last us like another month. So I'm going to move this out of the way because I'm not sure if that would auto dump in there as well. And then it looks like we still have a little bit of food in the trailer here for our chickens. So I'm just going to hook up to that quickly and we will dump that. Get them topped up as well. Not that they need it, but might as well while we're here. Okay, that's good for that. So the buffalo should be good. Chickens are good. I think we're going to be doing pretty good here. So let's go grab... Actually, I should fill this thing up again. Let's get that fuel topped up, and then we will bring the skid steer over near our goat pen there. And I think we're going to load up all that goat milk and sell that, because then we can sell, or then we can buy those two fields. Okay, yeah, so looking at our prices here, this bottled goat milk still hasn't sold. I don't think it's been an hour yet, because I've only had the time on real time. So we'll get a little bit of money once that sells, and then... yeah, we'll definitely sell all of our goat milk, and then I think I might as well just sell all of our wood as well, other than our wood chips. But the planks, long planks, and the beams are all pretty good prices. So, yeah, let's get those loaded up and get those sold too, and then we'll have plenty of money to buy that land and a little bit left over, so we're not totally broke here. So I guess we will get into our truck. Here, let's move this trailer out of the way. Just in case I want to come over here and get some more chicken food or something. Man, driving backwards with this wheel still kind of messes with me. I mean, I'm normally pretty good backing up a trailer in real life, but because like I got the camera facing backwards, but then like my wheel is still kind of facing the same way because I'm still facing forwards towards the screen, so it kind of screws me up. But I'm starting to get the hang of it now. Okay, that didn't take very long. Got those all packed up. I kind of had a little bit of a mishap with that one pallet of beams. Hit that post there, but that's okay. So we are going to do a couple different stops here. I think the piano manufacturer is still the best price for the short planks. And we haven't delivered there for a little while, so hopefully there's actually room in there. We'll try to sell those ones there, and then the long planks will go to the carpentry place. Beams will go to the farmer's market, and the dairy, or the goat milk, as always, will go to the dairy. A little faster on that corner. So yeah, you can kind of see, well, you can't really see from this angle, but when you're a little ways away, you can see in that poplar field, there's a few spots that still have gaps in them, but I think it's going to be good enough. Oh, did I miss one? Man, there's still one that they didn't take there. They don't work through that wood very fast, that's for sure. Okay, got the long plank sold. 2 more stops to make. I'll probably go to the dairy next. And then just hit the farmer's market on the way back through. And then we will probably go buy those 2 fields. Okay, we got that stuff sold. We are back at the farm, and yeah, we are up to $266,000. Doing pretty darn good. More money than we started the episode with, even though we've already bought a field. But now I think it is time to buy a couple more. So yeah, we're gonna get this one right here, 4.88 acres. And this one right here, another 3.34 acres. There, 2 more fields. Still got 66 grand in the bank, so we're not doing too bad. So I'm going to plow these ones together. Shouldn't take very long. Not really going to bother expanding it just because we have kind of roads pretty tight to each side. So I'm just going to basically plow in this middle section right here. And then we will get that one planted to canola. But I think I am going to do that in the next episode because I've been recording for quite a while today. I'm a little bit unsure how long this is actually going to turn out once I edit it because so much of my recording was planting that poplar that just took forever. So hopefully I have enough here to make one episode. I'm pretty sure I will still. And then, yeah, next episode, we'll have to come in. We'll get this plowed in, get this seeded to canola. We also have to harvest our grass. And I think we're going to do this one as hay. I'm not 100% sure, but I might buy a different windrower as well. That's a relatively cheap piece of equipment that can kind of make my life a little bit easier right now that we can still afford. So yeah, I might do that because I think our next harvest is going to be hay because we have quite a bit of silage in our barn right now. So yeah, I think the next harvest, that whole field is going to go to hay. So we're going to have to ted it all and then windrow it afterwards. So I'm probably going to buy that windrower, but I haven't quite decided yet. And then we can sell our old one and make a little bit of that money back as well. So we're going to be broke again, but that's okay. Let's give the dog a little bit more food here. I wonder, oh, you found your way back down to the ground, eh? You got tired of flying? Crazy dog. But yeah, I think that's going to be good for this one. So hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.